Well, welcome back to some highly anticipated Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. We are back after, a lovely week-long bout of insomnia and, then a storm with an atmospheric river that knocked out the power for this week, because, yay, atmospheric river. Anyways, let's looks like we did we buy it? Yeah, we bought our ships with the Maroon Lagoon to break down. Let's see what we can get ourselves for upgrades. I think we should buy hammer. Buy hammer makes sense, yeah?
आप क्या चाहते हैं, my friend?
Buy hammer. Buy hammer makes sense. And upgrade our crate. And why not for the gloves for just the heck of it too? And sure, we'll buy this crane blueprint. Why the heck not? That seems like solid ideas.
Namaste.
What's gonna cost me to upgrade this hammer? Not that much. Okay. The crates. Upgrade our gloves from these white dishwashing gloves, because, we should no longer be wearing those. What does it cost to upgrade the crane? Whew, that's a lot of liquids. That's a one-day thing.
My friend.
Oh look, we have some real work gloves that are not holdy and have grippies. That's an improvement. And our hammer just has some, like, steel stuff added to it. Alrighty. Well, let's get our truck pulled up along the green Maroon Lagoon, because let's make it green, I guess. Why not? Alrighty. Let's get this top deck cleared off of all of its fun goodies. Oh, I probably should have upgraded this. Did I miss one? I do not want to listen to that static. I did. Alright, to get that taken away. Let's take care of this connector while we're up here. Let's take care of all these connectors now. That way we don't think about them later, No, did I cut these things? Did I forget to cut these things? Did I not cut these things? Do we need to cut these things? It's a great conversation to have with yourself. So Tuesday, I was 100% planning on streaming, but the weather had other plans. So did laying down on the couch and having dinner, but the deciding factor was definitely the fact that, like, the atmospheric river hit, the windstorm at the same time kicked up, and the power went kaput. As the power does in windstorms that, knock about trees and things. Alright, that is all good. That's gone. Pick that up. Might as well. I guess we're just gonna continue cutting because there's so many of these connector things up here apparently today. They're just everywhere. Better to get them when you see them than when all of a sudden you're like, why is this thing not being taken away? Why? Oh, the answer is I didn't cut a connector all the way at the top, Heaven forbid when you miss one of these buggers, I guess. this taken away. That was not what I intended to do, but okay. Sure. We can just throw things around. Drop it like it's hot, you know? And I think these things get taken away by Crane? I don't know. But I think so. No, they definitely don't. It's just breaking apart this part. Hello? Sir? Cut? Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Toss this away. And, oh, well, see, this is why we always cut connectors, because, like, look at that. Already thought they were already disconnected, and we're not, indeed, disconnected. They are here. I guess here at the Shady Lane, words, holy. Shady Lane Shipbreaker LLC here. We, or Inc? I don't know. What did I call it this time? I have no idea. We don't do our ABCs, we do the ACCs. Always cut connectors. When in doubt. And this will take us to the top. Maybe? Yeah, well. Or I could just throw that rather than break that. That's cool! Dude, bro. I mean, it's my fault. I didn't have the hammer out. I had the box out, you know? Well, that's a lovely two-seater couch. Oh, one of our 4 first aid kits. Making ways. Boo? What are you booing? What are you booing at me for, Breaker? What did I do now? I already once in a lifetime told you were right about something last time I played this. You know? Now what are you booing at me for? You don't like the ACCs? Oh, I've got to go all the way up because I've got to cut that stack off. I thought I could get away with just breaking this floor down, but no, this stack has to be taken away by Crane. That acronym? What? You dislike my... why do you dislike my acronym so much? It's a good acronym. You know? It's better than some acronyms out there. Like, let's get real. There's some really not good ones out there. Apparently, I can miss every rivet known to man today. We're on a good roll. So, on a note, I guess. This week, basically every job that I've applied to since I got laid off finally got back to me, and they all just sent me, "We're moving on. We don't want you." And I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, cool. But it's okay. I did a bunch of math and some very deep thinking, which is really dangerous for me, let's be real. Deep thinking and math are two things I probably definitely shouldn't be doing. That's not true. I'm actually not that bad at math. I just... who wants to be doing math? But I did some math anyways, and I can barely squeak by if I can find a part-time gig. But the upside of taking a part-time gig is I can go back to school and take part-time school, which is like kind of not the worst thing in the world. It's actually kind of a good thing. I'm It's the first time I've like actually really thought about going to school and probably like going back and finishing school in probably like, I don't know, 10 years. So I guess that says something. Maybe I'll actually finish this time. Who knows? This you know, this could be the time that I actually finally finish. It'd be about time, you know? So I mean, like, that's technically the upside, you know? Getting declined from every full-time position you've looked at. It makes you reevaluate and do some math and think about it. To be fair, like, I honestly, like, I haven't applied to that many jobs because there really hasn't been that many job postings, so, like, it's really, like, law of averages. It's not a surprise that, like, every single job I applied for just sent me back, like, the cookie cutter copy and paste. We don't want you here. My law of averages right now. I mean, like, whatever. Anyways, so, you know, is what it is. But, you know, I did apply to go back to school, and they sent me paperwork to fill out more paperwork after I sent in my paperwork. They're like, we need you to fill out more paperwork, as is tradition. Here, you filled out all of these forms, but, like, please fill out more forms. Am I gonna stream classes? No, it's night school. Like, there's no streaming night school. I mean, it's technically not night school, I guess, because it's like afternoon school, because it starts at like 3:45. But like, I'm not gonna be streaming school. Nobody wants me to stream it. I mean, maybe you want to like learn some basic automotive tech skills. I don't know. I mean, that's what I signed up for. Whether they still have spots or not, I don't know. I just figured, like, I have to take an elective, and that's a good elective as any to take. Because, you know, learning how to change your spark plug in your tires is probably not a bad thing. I mean, there's already, it's not really a new category. There's already a category. It's like study with me or something like that. I've seen people streaming that before, once upon a time, when Twitch recommended weird things to me, just like YouTube does now. I guess that was when I more heavily watched Twitch, but, you know, still, there is a study with me category. Yeah. It's like people like doing like their like med school homework while they stream. I don't know. I guess there's an appeal for it. I mean, I guess if you're also taking med school, it'd be like having a study group. Which would make sense. I mean, like in like the run of things, you know? It's like a you know, global study group. Makes sense. You know, you're being a lawyer doing case studies. What could be more help than a fuck ton of people also doing that? So people learn with me. Learn basic automotive skills because I have to take an elective and it's one of the two that they offer and I didn't want to do cooking. Although cooking is probably a good idea because then I'd just have dinner done already, you know? Like I'd have some sort of food at the end of the day. But I don't like food studies, like the other portion of food where you have to actually write papers and understand how gastronomy stuff works. It's not really my jam. But I mean, automotive stuff really has never really been my, like, I've never super been, like, I've been into, like, I like cars look cool, but like I've never been into like mechanics of cars and stuff. But like, I don't know, whatever, maybe I'll learn how to change oil. Learn to change your oil. It makes things cheaper, you know? Learn to change your oil with me. Although there's like a ton of people who have made videos about that on YouTube, let's be real. But yeah, so I mean, I like sent a bunch of paperwork back in today, so I'll get like to know what my placements are and yada yada, so on and so forth. So like now I just have to find a part-time gig, which should in theory be slightly more doable than a full-time gig, although I'm finding that also questionable. But you know, shrug. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Oh, apparently I needed the sofa that I picked up earlier. Somebody just wants a used sofa. I mean, to be fair, lots of people would like a used sofa. Used sofas are great. Don't have to pay for them most of the time, depending on where you live. They're coming from some rich people's house who like redecorated, and they're like, this sofa no longer fits the aesthetic of this room, and then replaces it. I've definitely seen a video of those on Facebook Marketplace for free. Not that I have a truck to pick them up, so sucks to be me. Oh, there's a gas pipe in here somewhere. I need to find that before I break this level apart. But that's what's been new and exciting in my life is I applied to go back to school. I've technically been accepted to go back to school. Not that there's doubt. It's just a matter of is there spots available for night school or not. Good bout of insomnia where I got absolutely nothing done for a week. I did attempt to make my own thumbnails and immediately realized that free photo editing software is horrible and or I'm just bad at it. Oh, you're not wrong. I do need to work on my Gen Z repellent and I mean I don't think crucifixes work, but I've got to work on my Gen Z repellent because man, I'm sure there's tons of them in night school and I probably want to murder them all because they all, at least the ones that I've met, drive me bananas. The two that I worked with were I don't know what other to say than holy crap, make you want to like jump off a bridge. Literally the first week we were in the office, all they did was talk about tarot, their horoscopes, and ex-boyfriends that they broke up with 6 months ago that they can't live without and need help not learning to not speak to them. I don't understand it. And then it only from there got worse. From there, we brought tarot cards to work and did tarot readings while we were supposed to be working. We vaped inside the office. That one really got me. Let's just pull out my vape and take a few puffs of that while we're inside the office, you know? Not did I walk outside and go for a vape. No, just straight up I took my vape out and I started huffing on that pen. I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, smoking's bad, guys. You know, it's one of those things, right? It's insane to me. So, like, millennials basically killed the smoking industry. Like, they were trying to find new ways and new streams of revenue because, like, millennials didn't smoke. We chose to not smoke, right? Like, we were like, no, smoking's bad for you. Like, we've seen all the studies. We've, you know, seen the lung cancer and the mouth cancer and all of those photos. We're good. We don't need to smoke. Then Gen Z comes along and they're like, yeah, let's vape. Let's get some popcorn lung. What? Like, what the heck happened in one generation, right? Let's just all have popcorn lung and also, like, disrespect everybody about not vaping inside an office. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with them. Who raised these kids? The answer is Gen X. Right? Lung cancer came in flavors. It's all good, guys. My lung cancer came in flavors. It's fine. It's cotton candy flavored now. It's so totally okay. Oh man. I mean, so like the fact that like I'm in my like mid to late 30s, I feel like I am my own amount of Gen Z repellent at this point, you know? Like I feel like I'm my own become trendy. I feel like I'm my own Gen Z repellent at this point. It'll be fine. They should leave me the hell alone. I'm too old to be cool enough to have them talk to me. At least one can hope. One can hope. Well, at least we're making progress on this boat quickly today, or at least it feels quick. Maybe because I actually have things to talk about, and I'm not just like trying to randomly come up with topics. Which, I mean, on the fly is harder than if you actually had some thought out, planned out topics. Which I actually did have a few written down. Like they're not like fleshed out like full on talking points, but for once, I slightly prepared. You know? Maybe in the new year, new me, you know, New Year's resolution me will actually even prepare better than just writing a few topics on a piece of paper and being like, you should talk about these things. These are topics you can yammer on about for a little bit and feel some dead air while you bash apart a boat. Yeah. Look at me. But we're already down a floor, and we're about to be down a second floor. That's the these. I think it's just... I got these. Now we just go... Bam. And a bunch of it falls down. Yeah, there we go. Look at us. This boat will be, be disassembled in no time. Outliners are good. I mean, if you have a topic, at least it's something, and then you can just ramble about it needlessly until the topic becomes dead. Or you could just keep beating a dead horse. That's also an option, depending on who you are and your target audience and demographic, I guess. Definitely a few YouTubers out there and Twitch and streamers themselves have definitely taken topics and beating them in like a dead horse. Which is a weird saying, you know, to beat something like a dead horse. Dead horses are sad, and beating a dead horse, why would you do that? It's just horrible. But also, it's a good old-timey saying from, like, when you use horses to do farm work and stuff, so... Shrug. People did weird things back then. Collecting all the garbage. I apparently didn't take any of these walls down. That's okay, I guess. Whatever. They'll come down eventually when we finish topping and bottoming this boat. When we bring this party down. I don't even know where I was going with that. I've been watching random old TV shows, and they make, you know, old-timey references. As I'm told they're now old-timey, you know? mean, I guess they technically are. They're from the 90s, which means they're like over 20 years old now. Which is kind of scary when you think about it. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. Oh well. Pick it up. Thank you. My dude had malfunctioning hands. I gave him glove upgrades and he's like, nah man, malfunctioning hands. At least we now pick up things so much faster. Like, it's just like a smallest upgrade in the world to be able to pick up like 5 things instead of 4 things, but man, does it actually really make a difference. Same thing with like the box upgrade. We now carry 442 pound Orinos, and I don't feel like I'm filling up my box every 3 seconds until I do, but you know, feels like it lasts a little bit longer, if only slightly. Alright, we're carrying too much. Alright, finish taking this out, and then we can haul whatever that is. The engine, the boiler, I have no idea what that thing is. It could be either or. Hit the... Okay, there we go. Bon voyage. Alright, collect all this stuff. We can get that thing out of here if I uncover it and all of its... Oh, I can throw it from here. Oh, yeah! Okay, cool. It's really nice when you can like throw it from way farther than what you thought you could. Making them big shots. I don't really know that they're big shots, but you know, feels good to be able to huck it from a good ways away. All right. One and pipes in the wall. Oh, that's fire. That's not good. Don't blow up. Oh, you can't blow up. I already turned you off. Why are you so full of fire? Why are you so full of fire? That's bad. Don't do that. It scared the living bejesus out of me. I thought we were about to blow up. Then I'd be down another poor Indian man. I already murdered one with nuclear radiation. I don't need to blow one up now, too. We value our workers here at Shady Lane Shipbreakers, Inc. We don't need to be needlessly sending them off to premature deaths. One can afford the insurance for that. Man, already full. See, then there's like points where you feel like your box could use a bigger upgrade, you know? But like, didn't I just empty you? And the answer is I definitely did, but it's okay. I've been picking up more stuff. More goodies. Guess we could pull that big thing out too. Maybe we'll go do that after we throw this away. Go clean up all of this stuff and then pull this out. I'm pretty sure this is the engine, and what we pulled out before was just like the boiler. Alright. I feel like I need to upgrade this saw. I definitely don't have enough money to upgrade this saw, but... Oh, there's a container thing down here. Don't even have to go up the stairs. Isn't that nice when they leave those out for you? They're like, here, you can have a bucket to just throw things in without going anywhere. I need to find a washing machine? We doing laundry on this boat? Guess we're doing laundry on this boat. Oh, there's a tiny red car. Congratulations, you found the car. Atoll lagoons form a coral reef. Coral reefs grow upwards while the islands that the reefs surround subside until eventually only the reef remains above sea level. Unlike the lagoons that form shoreward of fringing reefs, atoll lagoons often contain some depth portions. It may take as long as 300,000 years for an atoll to form. Pretty sure that's not how you say that word, but that's okay. We're not English majors here, thank God. Although I did see a good short about English majors being the most dangerous people in the United States because they read. They're educated and read. That one made me laugh. I think there was more to it than that. I think it had something to do with like poetry or something, but it made me laugh. Like the most dangerous people are people with English degrees. I don't think I've ever met anyone with an English degree that actually uses their English degree for anything related to that. I think most of them use it and then they are teachers. Oh look, the box. No, it's just turn off. I know it's the wrong tool. I just want to thank you. There we go. I was like, I know it's the wrong tool to like break things. I wanted to turn the power off. I think literally everybody that I don't even know that many people that like went and got like English degrees. I only know like 2 people. They're both they both teach school. Like psycho dangerous? No, like terrorism dangerous because they actually read and understand the world and know things or something like that. Like they're, you know, like on the watch list for revolutionaries. Which at this point revolutionaries are like now under the classification of like terrorists, so. Yeah. Yeah, no, it does. Like, it does. It 100% makes sense, but it's also really funny. Like, you know, the fact that, like, you know, people with English degrees are considered dangerous. When most of the people most people that have an English degree are just like elementary and high school teachers who use it as a stepping stone to get their teaching degree, you know? I could 100% see my like grade one teacher, Mrs. Boucher, being a revolutionary. It's very on brand for her. Not really. She's a very nice old lady. Who was old when I was like 6, so I'm pretty sure she's dead at this point. Although when you're 6, everybody seems really old, but like she had gray hair old, so you know. I think she retired before I even left elementary, so. You know, but I definitely don't see her being a revolutionary. Or most of my teachers, for that matter. Alright, back to breaking the floor. She was 32. I definitely don't think she was 32. I think she was like in her mid-40s. But when you're 6, they just seem so much older than what they are. She definitely was. She was definitely older than 32. Like, to be fair though, I'm pretty sure like my grade 7 teacher was probably in her early 30s, and I definitely thought she was way older than what she was. Cause like now looking back at, you're like, her kids were like my age. There's no way she was like 56. I thought she was, but like, you know, she definitely wasn't. But also, like, to be fair, in like in defense of us, those of us that are millennials, everyone looked way older than like what we do at our age now, right? Like, at 30, people still mistakenly think I'm like 25, and I'm like, no. Oh man, you just like gave me an extra 10 years on my life. I'm like 10 years younger than what you think I am. Wow. But like, you know, but like then again, like they associate people in their 30s with like what our teachers looked like when we were kids, and they definitely looked way older than what we look like. The only reason I know this is because like, so like when I go to like vote in elections, the place that I go to vote is my old elementary school, and my elementary school has a hallway right beside the gym where you vote that's just full of like big giant like old I mean, I know they're old like class pictures, so like they date back a pretty long ways. Like they've taken some down, because when I was a kid they had some there from like the early 80s and into the 70s, and but like definitely people that were adults looked way older than what they were. Like compared to like how parents now look, right? That are in their 30s. And teachers that are in their 30s. Or even in their 40s, right? Like in their 40s, like you get mistaken for a teacher that's in their 30s, and you're like, no. No, I'm much older than that, thanks. But I appreciate the gesture of my youthfulness. I think that's this entire floor taken care of. If it isn't, we will find out. We'll find out eventually. I'm honestly surprised right now. Sebastian's actually being pretty good. So like right before I started streaming, he got sassy, like real sassy. He went like digging through a bag that I had on the ground, and like it was a garbage bag. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a garbage bag, but it doesn't have garbage in it. Well, it does have garbage in it, but like not food garbage. It just had some Pokemon card packs, because a bunch of like Pokemon that I'd pre-ordered like in the summer finally arrived. Like I think I ordered these cards in like, I wanna say July. I'm pretty sure it was like way back in July. But anyways, I finally ordered, so like I opened up a bunch of like Pokemon cards over like the last 2 days. So like there's just like a garbage bag with like a bunch of like pack wrappers sitting on the floor, and he decided like right before I turned the stream on was the appropriate time to start digging in it and acting like a menace. And then, you know, I did the thing where, you know, he gets scolded and he gets told no, and then he gets snarky and barky and snappy and gets all he cowers in his little, what he thinks is his safe space underneath the TV. But, like, usually when he does this, he gets snarky for the rest of the night, but he's being pretty chill right now, which I'm thankful for and surprised by. Usually when he misbehaves, he, like, you know, he doesn't just do it for 5 minutes. It's you know, a full-blown, like, toddler tantrum that lasts for an eternity. Or at least what feels like an eternity. Thankfully, it's not like a toddler and, he doesn't scream, he just snarls. You know. And appropriately tries to take off my hand sometimes. When I try to tell him to stop being for lack of a better term, stop being a dick. I'm getting to take this wall out. I don't want to deal with it otherwise. Thanks for falling, wall. Just all come crashing down. And as I'm talking about him, he comes into where my computer is and like decides now's a good time to pester me. He's fed, he's watered, he doesn't need anything else. He doesn't get treats today. He's a bad boy. Feels like at that point like he's a plant. He's been fed and watered, you know? Gave the plant food, water. Although I don't have a green thumb and have a tendency of killing houseplants, which is why I don't keep them. I'm not so bad at like gardening. Like I grew my own carrots for a couple years. Like I grew some produce. You know, had some homegrown carrots and things. I think carrots are probably like the easiest thing to grow. They require like the least amount of like attention. I did grow some spinach too. My spinach didn't grow that well though. I didn't get a crazy amount off of it. But I mean, to be fair, a crazy amount of spinach really doesn't equal a lot of spinach still, you know? You need a boatload of spinach for it actually to equal anything in the realm of usable. But now I grow nothing because we have a rodent problem where I live. To the point that like they just dig tunnels through your yard. It's great. Everybody wants a rodent problem. At least they're not in the house. Like that's where it gets really bad, is if they get into your place, you know? And then like, you can like basically never get rid of them. Once they're in, they're there forever, you know? Did you just... I don't know what was one of those rivets specifically, but they just were like, no, dude, I'm not breaking. Like these ones here too. Like clearly smacked them, did not break. Oh, I should not come back here until I finish up here. There's only like a few more rivets up here to hit anyways. Okay. Now let's get all this back half done. And break in the floor. Break in the floor. Look at all this stuff. That can get taken away by crane. That's some more liquids. We need liquids to upgrade our crane to make our crane less useless. One day our crane won't be slow as molasses. Oh, that must be the bucket over there. I was like, why am I able to throw that thing over there? That's the bucket. The bucket. I literally was throwing stuff in it, forgot it existed, wondered why there was a green light over there. The bucket. So, with all of my exceptional amounts of free but not so free time, because I search, job boards looking for jobs, which, by the way, there is, like, at least in my area, there's a ton of, like, places looking for dental, like, assistant dentists, assistant dentists. There's, like, 6 places looking, like, just in, like, my, like, very, like, local area, less than 10 kilometers from my house, that are looking for assistant dentists. God knows why the job board thinks when I look up customer service positions that I mean I'd like to be an assistant dentist, but it does. Random thing to have happened, but it did, it does, it has. But that's not where I was going. I've watched an exceptional amount of YouTube, to the point of, like, I really don't know what else to watch anymore, because everything that remotely seems interesting I've watched at this point. Get to drilling. Get to drilling, be a dentist! Yeah, clearly I'm gonna go get my dental degree. To be fair, you have to go to, like, medical school to get a dental degree. Like, it's a different kind of medical school, but it's still a medical school, There's still, like, a whole whack load of stuff you need to do that, but, so, like, there's things that I've, like, noticed about a lot of content creators out there, because you just sit there and you're like, oh, you make somewhat interesting content, it's not the worst thing in the world to watch, and then you just watch their stuff back to back to back, which is not how you should be consuming it. It's not intended to be consumed that way. Only mad people consume it that way, because then you start to notice things and you're like, wow, this is something. A lot of content creators out there have, like, a really hard time not repeating the same words or phrases over and over and over again. And, like, I'm pretty sure I'm probably also guilty of this, right? Like, it's just human nature. You have a way that you speak, you have things that you use, common phrases. But man, there's this one dude who I was watching stuff, like, a thing that he'd made, and the guy must have said bro, like, 40 times, like, in one video. And, like, somebody at some point had pointed this out to him. And instead of, like, making a course correction, right, he doubled down on it, put a bro counter on the screen, and I think he must have, in that one episode where he put the bro counter, I mean, I think he did it for multiples. I'd stopped watching his content at that point. I was like, I can't even. He must have said, I think he said bro like 116 times. Like, I get it, meme it out, it's funny the first time you do it, but, and you didn't realize that you were saying bro like 500,000 times in a single, like, 30-minute episode that you made of content. But man, when that becomes, like, a thing that you do consistently over, like, your entire content, nobody wants to watch that. At least I don't. It's really annoying. But, like, you notice a lot of people do it, and that's just, like, a really bad example of it, right? Where somebody says the same word 50 times in a stream, and it's, like, a matter of, like, it's a word that you like can't unhear when they say it, because they say it at the most awkward, like it doesn't even fit in a sentence correctly. They're just, you know, saying like, bro, that was, you know, bro, who did this? Bro, why are you like this? Bro, why can't I control this vehicle properly? Bro. You're like, whoa. That's a bit much. I am now turning you off and never watching your content again because you can't not say the word bro every 5 seconds. But like, not every content creator is that bad, but like after you've like, you know, downed, you know, 6 hours of videos of somebody playing something, you very much start to notice that like they have certain things that they say. And like some people are more annoying when they do it than others. Like there's some people who it just is a thing that they say and it's whatever, but there's other people who you're like constantly like, why? Especially if like someone's pointed this out to you, you don't make an effort to like replace the word. Try using other things to fill that word, so you're not constantly repeating it 50 times in an hour long video, 45-minute long video. But at the same time, like, I can see how it would be hard, like, at least with, like, streaming specifically, right? You have people to riff off of, but if you're just making YouTube videos and you're literally talking to a screen of, like, people that may or may not be there, right? Because, you know, YouTube, you never know if someone's actually gonna watch your video or not. Granted, I suppose it's the same thing when you're very, like, tiny on Twitch and, you know, you don't know, there might be your only 2 friends in the world watching you stream. But like at least in theory, like when you're streaming, if you have people that come hang out with you, you have somebody to riff off of, so it's a little bit easier and less hard. Alright, I think we should be able to just take out the sides of this and should be able to collapse everything. But I definitely like can see why it happens more frequently to people who just create YouTube content, because you're just talking to yourself and you're gonna repeat yourself 50,000 times because you're talking to yourself and it's kind of like a giant echo chamber for your own brain. I mean, all them steel beams. The never-ending amount of steel beams. Where? Oh, I think maybe if I can't reach it. Can I reach it if I can stand on this ledge? Can I stand on this ledge? The answer is kind of. Okay. I was gonna say, because if I can get rid of this, I think I can just collapse this back end out and then get rid of it. Because the breakpoint is there. So in theory, it's less to clean up to get rid of the back end of this ship. Or the aft, as some would say. Back that aft up. I'm just gonna break all of this in case collapsing doesn't work from the center, or from the outside to the center. Just that way, that's already done, so I can like clean it out and get rid of it. Okay. Hopefully taking the sides out just equals full-on collapse, because that would be nice and make it easier, faster cleanup, you know, move on to the next boat. So that we can top to bottom it and regret our decisions in life. Mainly regret my decision in life right now to play this game. I say that, but it's actually like surprisingly like I don't know. It's enjoyable to just smash things. I know I've said it before, but like it's just enjoyable to break it apart, you know? Especially when you just like fully collapse it, you're like, ah, look at that collapse. I destroyed all of that in one fell swoop, you know? It's oddly satisfying. Because it's like super tedious to do, right? Like it's not the most exciting game. You're not like following a story. You're not, you know, shooting things. You're not making, you know, things explode. You're not sending out magical space powers. You're just beating a ship hull with a hammer and throwing a box into oblivion. Really, it's not oblivion. It's a truck, but you know, kind of feels like oblivion nonetheless. And I should have written down more subjects to talk about because I am 100% no subjects. I have rued the day. That was not in the truck at all. I don't even know why I threw that. That was a maneuver, you know? At least it's somewhat sort of in theory near the truck. It definitely is not. It's gonna be miles away, but we can pretend that it's near the truck. Now, in theory, if I walk across here and I hit these, yeah, it all falls down. Look at that. Plan effective. Alright, we should probably just move the truck now. Make life easier. Move it to the front. Collect the box. Oh, it actually didn't land too far from the truck. That's a miracle and a half. And now if only I could pick it up. Now for the long, arduous job of picking up all of the stuff. We'll start at the back of the boat though, so that we can get the aft taken away. Because then it'll feel like we really accomplished something, because, you know, this giant hunk of hull will be gone. I always say that I'm not going to spend 8 years picking up all of these steel beams, and then I still spend 8 years picking up all these steel beams. I tell you it, I tell myself that I'm not going to do it, and then, you know, here we are picking up steel beams. For some of the most riveting content that's known to man. Alright, that should be this layer, and then we can tell the crane man to stop collecting his union pay and do his damn job, and take away the aft of the ship. I still love that there's that one steel beam that's just hanging out up there, like just floating midair. Just defying gravity, living in the Matrix. Alright, let's get this taken away. Oh, it wasn't even like all of it. I thought it was way more than what it was. It definitely is a smaller piece than what I thought it was. Well then. Oh, apparently we didn't get rid of all of this? That's fine. Well, here's my question is where does this section end? There. Okay. Oh, more barrels I missed? Gimme them, hopefully, what's full of liquids. Don't know how I missed those, but whatever. I will take them. Oh, and some fire extinguishers. I have no idea what fire extinguishers equal in the warehouse as component pieces, but you know. Sure, it's useful. Probably like I think there's like a tools and equipment section, and I'm sure that's probably what they fall under. That makes sense. Am I going to start streaming Rust with Tally? No. I don't do enough interesting things in Rust to stream Rust. Like, I'm not running around PvPing people. It's a PvE server where we, like, do, one night where you bust everybody's bases into the ground. I don't know. Maybe if you're really interested in seeing it, I'll stream a Purge night if the guys don't mind being on stream. Because it's not just me and Tally, there's, you know, some of the other guys that we play with, too. If that is a thing you wanted to see. I'd have, like I said, I have to ask them, because, like, it's a question of, like, do they care about being on stream? Also, usually, I don't know. It's not the most... it's not the most PG conversations that are had at times in the Discord, so... Yeah, I'd be the only, like, yeah, I mean, I get that the only reason you'd watch is to watch, you know, me and Tally play, but... It depends on, like, if you're actually interested in seeing it or not, because, like, the only night that anything interesting kind of remotely happens is when we, on the monthly server purge. Other than that, it's just a lot of, like, running around farming, doing the same things 50 times. It's not like we're on a PvP server where you're constantly, like, fighting other people for resources and getting mowed down in your helicopter by people using rockets. I already broke that, so it should just come out, right? No, it just gotta go these first. Okay.
Hello. क्या हाल है?
But on the topic of, like, other games to stream, I was thinking about maybe streaming, like, a third game concurrently, like, with like, this and whatever, like, right now it's obviously it's God of War, but, I was thinking about, like, finding another game to play alongside on the weekend of this one. I do have two options. One of them is The Long Dark, which is, you know, surviving in winter in the snow. It's basically like a, I don't know, I guess you would call it a winter walking. Oh, apparently I threw a box and there's a box here. Basically a winter walking simulator where bears, wolves, and the cold all try to murder you. Or Pacific Drive, which is a game that I bought ages ago with the intention to play when it like first came out, and then I never played it because, well, it's a backlog game. But I mean, technically, so is Long Dark because I've had it forever and I've never actually really played much of, like, a huge amount of it. I played a little bit of it, but they did do a huge update a little while ago to get towards like where they've actually finished the game. I think the last update for like the full finished product, which has only taken them like 10 years to make. I think it's actually, I mean, I think it's like actually closer to like 11 or 12 at this point. But they're finally releasing the last story episode in like March. So in theory, if I started playing it next week, I'd probably be on par for the last episode being out when I got to that point. A what game? What is Long Dark? Is that what you're asking? Did you miss what I said what Long Dark was? Either way, it'll be one of those two. Oh, I mean, so it's a survival game, but like I mean, it's essentially like it's a winter walking simulator where the cold and animals are trying to murder you while you scrounge for resources. It's a game that I'll eventually stream. I just don't know if it's gonna be like what I stream secondary to this, or if I stream Pacific Drive secondary to this. I literally haven't decided either way. But like I said, if I start the Long Dark, I probably will line up doing the story mode of it at least with the release of the final episode. Why didn't you not take this away? I'm pretty sure I told you to take that away. Ooh. Apparently, I didn't tell him to take it away, and I'm just delusional. And now I've thrown my box away. Cool. Okay. Well, at least this cleanup doesn't feel like... I think the upgrade to the box and the gloves has made this go, like, far faster and be far less tedious than it has previously. For the cleaning up of the hull. Not that it's, you know, been exceptionally fast, but it's definitely, like, less tedious than, you know, the last time we did this with a boat this shape and size. At least it feels like it was. At least for me. Which is really, at the end of the day, all that matters. Is what it feels like for me. Because my narcissism has to kick in at some point. What is taking him so long? I need him to take this away so that I can take these away. Me and Dude Man. Go faster. If you were Netcha, have like a preference on either of those games, I will take that into consideration in which one I choose to play concurrently, since, you know, you two are the ones that really actually hang out while I stream. Why can't I take this piece away? I am super... Okay. I just had to wait till he dropped that off. Because like I said, either one I'm cool with. Like Pacific Drive's been on my backlist of things that I want to watch. A thing I want to play for like since basically it came out on release. I mean, really, I watched the demo and I was like, this game is for me, but It went on sale shortly after release, and I picked it up, and I've never actually sat down and played it. I played the demo a little bit, but not the actual release game itself. Anyways, let's go claim our bounties, our contracts. They're not bounties. I mean, they could be bounties, you know? They're not bounties, they're just contracts. They're work contracts. Alright. Claim that one. These have, like, not great payout. I thought they'd be better. Now we just wait for the hull of the Maroon Lagoon to be taken away. This is gonna take 8 years because that crane is so freaking slow. Actually, I'm curious if I sort my stuff, if there'll be enough enough stuff and things to sort it all. To upgrade the crane. Oh my god, the word is hard. Yeah, just let me know either way. Like, I mean, like I said, eventually they'll both get streamed. It's just a matter of, like, which one would you guys prefer to watch? Not enough. Not enough liquids is the answer. Alright. Well, at this point, we're just gonna stand here and can I stand on top of the truck? No, I can't use. I feel gypped on this rope. Cannot hook onto my own truck. Gotta wait for this guy to haul this metal away. Actually, let's go see how much the next ship is gonna cost, because I'm probably gonna have to sell some stuff in order to afford it, I think, because I don't have that much money. What does the next ship cost? Oh, it's only like 300 bucks. That's not as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I thought we were like in ships that cost like $1,200 territory. We are not. I don't know why I thought they were so expensive, but I did. Alright, my dude! Union man, move a little faster. Just 2 pieces left for his slow butt to pick up. Apparently the answer is, while we wait, I need to go deal with Sebastian because he's trying to get into stuff again. Like the menace that he is. That was short-lived. He is now skulking around the house with his tail between his legs, being grumpy and growling. He's just deciding... He's just doing what I hired him to do. You hired this guy! You gave him extra money to be extra slow. He's already in a union. Union workers are notoriously already slow. Did you not know this? Did you just like, hold on, bro. Let me slip you a hundy and make it worse. Oh, I can't believe I said hundy. That is so cringe. That is so bad. I blame this dude that I was watching on YouTube, who for whatever reason thinks that he's Gen Z, even though he's like 40, and tries to use words like hundy and glizzy, because I don't know why you would do that when you're that old. It's really just kind of gross and cringy, and a point where you're like, man, seek help. I get that you're a YouTuber and a content creator and you're trying to remain relevant because it's the only thing you've done for the last like 10 years, and getting a real job scares the bejesus out of you. But man, You shouldn't be saying glizzy and handy. Alright. Let's go buy another boat! I don't know why I'm like trying to go all the way over to the shack that we live in. On to the Mariner. Alright. Okay. Oh, no, we gotta scrap this one first. And now we can buy the Mariner. Yes. Alright, now we shall drive about 3 feet forward and see what we can upgrade.